Oh yeah, that was fun stuff. Oh, absolutely. 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 So, is there anything in particular I'm looking for, or are we just... All right. I'm sorry. I'm new at this. Okay, great. Then we're going to do what G says. That's how we're doing this. It's not what G says. It's whatever I'm guided to talk about. So that's how I'm going to roll with you for this. Okay. Are you okay with that? That's what I'm going to do, because that's kind of what I've been hearing anyway. So, but sometimes people have questions. Let me save your chart before I do anything so that I have you next time. That is the trouble I get into when I forget to save the dang charts. Save as image. Yeah. What's the T? Okay, Taffy, hold on. Come on. Come on, you little beast. Come on up. We got fluffy tails. Are you coming over? What? What, baby girl? I know you think my hands are supposed to be on you 110%. Look, the little rabbit feet. Give me those little rabbit feet. Give me those little rabbit feet. I hear you purring. Okay. We're going to make a change here. Just a small change so that we can see this chart. This one will be a little bit different. So we're going to stop that. We're going to redo it. Yeah. Let me see here. What's the T? What is the T? Shazam. Okay. All right. So let's get you marked up here. What's the T? Okay. So, all right. We're going to start with blue. Okay. So, woo, look at this is jumping out big time. All the energy in Cancer. Holy wow. All that Cancer energy in the 8th house. Talk about soul history. Holy crap. Wow. She's got water in the water houses, or he, I don't know who this is, but this person has water in the water houses. A lot of water. Water represents spiritual energy, right? It's also emotions, right? Sign of Cancer is family and very empathic. Holy crap. Holy crap. You've got Cancer energy in the house of I talk to dead people. And you have the moon there too. Yeah, you've got Chiron, you've got vertex. Your vertex is conjunct your moon. Wow. Okay, so before I go any further, let me just say things like you're going to meet people, and these people absolutely have been people that you've known. Like not your personality, but your soul. All right, you've got that soul history or soul memory, however you want to look at it. So you guys vibe together. There's like deep bonds with these people. Deep bonds. And you're going to meet them and recognize them because in this lifetime, you're going to feel it. You've got Cancer energy in the psychic house of Scorpio. So it's empath energy. It's psychic energy. It's like mediumship energy. I can bring in people. I can talk to people. Now, whether you do all this or not, I don't know, right? Because sometimes these things, to make it in the material 3D tangible, we kind of have to close those doors, right? especially when we're little and we don't understand what the hell's going on. Sometimes some of these things can be a bit scary, but you've got so much trine energy here. Yeah, I'm the grand trine stuff you got going on is incredibly strong. There's a lot of trine, a lot of water, and I'm just enforcing it with these lines because it's really powerful. It talks to the public, it talks to the family, it talks to feelings and empathy and sensitivities with family, high sensitivities, musical family, because Pisces could be moving pictures, which would be like movies. You've got even your north node there, fantasy. This is the home. Now, I will say that Pisces can be like maybe a home is disappeared or was absent in some way in childhood, because Pisces can make things disappear. And because Mars is there, you got Mars at 2953 and Pisces in the house. And so Mars tends to be kind of not the most positive energy, but it is weak in the sign of Pisces. Pisces has the ability to take away Mars's energy. It can say to Mars, chill out, sit your ass down. That's what Pisces can do to Mars. It can say, go sit in the corner and be quiet. You want to go fight? You're not fighting here. No fighting in this house. So when Mars goes into Pisces, it can be all about, it can turn that energy into something musical. And again, it's a way of creating, it's a way of letting that energy express and let the feelings come out through creativity. And Mars wants to be doing something physically, right? So if we mix Mars and Pisces together, maybe it's theater, right? Maybe it's performing in some way, in the water, even possibly, right? Because it's Mars. So it could be with instruments, it could be through using different mediums, like, whether it's paint or, whatever that is for you. Mars wants to be expressing that creative energy and really using it in a way to channel the emotions, because it's in the fourth house. This is family, this is feelings, more empathy. You have a lot of super powerful water. And you're new at this? I'm just like, really? Okay. Tell me what you're not new at, because you have a lot of fire, you have a lot of earth, you have a lot of water. You have, yeah, you have Uranus and Saturn in Sagittarius in your second house. So these are like authority figures on the boss of the values. This is like justice, the judicial system, legislation, government, possibly even. Maybe it's simply travel, because you got Sagittarius in the second house cusp line, a love for traveling. Freedom's going to be very, very important. Always constantly traveling, but seeking, always on a search and a seek. An independent seeker, independent searcher, wisdom, knowledge, higher learning. Are you a teacher? Knowledge, higher learning. Sagittarius can be like that astronaut energy, right? The dream of, I want to travel, but like once you've gone everywhere, there's only one place left to go off the planet. That's Sagittarius. Yep. And you've got Uranus there, so it can use like a rocket ship, right? Absolutely. Now Saturn is right there with it. So when we mix those two together, there's like this strong rules and restrictions, but a rebelliousness too. You have them together. In the second house, this would kind of represent restrictions when you were a child, possibly something even with the ankles, limited mobility, possibly when you were younger, because you got Saturn involved there. And the second house is when we're young. We're really small here. We're only a few years old here in that second house. What's fascinating is you've got Jupiter in your seventh house. Jupiter, again, is the same as what I just said about Sag. Traveling, that's Jupiter. Wisdom can be the teacher, and even in publishing. A communicator, because you have it in Gemini. Are you, like YouTube? Yep, YouTube or social media, some platform, right? Big time. Yeah, you're a Scorpio ascendant. I think you were the one, I could be wrong, who were kind of new at this. You weren't sure what your ascendant was. Definitely a Scorpio ascendant, 2127. Scorpio in the 12th house, folks. So the 12th house is that Pisces energy again. Yeah, you hear me talk about Pisces a lot because you have Pisces over there, right? In your 4th, the water house. But some say that the 12th house represents the previous lifetime. Yeah. Maybe not like the exact previous lifetime, because maybe you don't believe in such a thing. But it represents, again, more soul history, more soul memory. But you've got wounds there, Scorpio, deep, intense emotional wounds, but they're subconscious. So when you dream, do you find that you might have crazy, extreme dreams? That's a really good possibility. You might be like, oh my God, I can't share what my dreams are. There could be some extreme stuff. It's okay, Taff. You gonna get your little cheek rub for everybody? She's like, this is for me. Okay. Now, because you have your sun in your 12th house, let me see if I can point that out to you. Right there, that circle with the dot, that's your sun. You're a 12th house sun, okay? So that makes you a double Scorpio because you have your sun in Scorpio and your ascendant is in Scorpio. Now, I want to tell you your moon is in water. So you see how water is unbelievably strong for you? Your sun, your ascendant, and your moon are all in water. Wow. Water holds a lot of memory, right? Water is about history. It's about the past. Your sun being in the 12th house means that you must spend time alone to energize yourself, to recharge your battery. Doesn't mean you have to do it all the time. Many times I often use, well, it is Easter. I often use Christ as an example for that, right? Christ had all these followers and he was out there teaching and preaching, but yet he had to have his moments alone, without a doubt, right? He had to have those moments of solitude so he could regroup and just recharge. And sun in the 12th, they have to do that. And it's in Scorpio, right? Sun in Scorpio. So there's some depth, lots of depth there, a lot of history there. Yeah. Some people say Scorpio energy, yeah, a lot of history, and it might not be like the most pleasant history, right? But the thing with Scorpio energy is it's the healer of the zodiac. Yeah. Scorpio and Chiron, right? You even have your Chiron in water. Geez, right? Conjunct vertex. That means that people that you meet can possibly be the sources of those wounds, opportunities that happen, and doorways that open, people that you meet, because it's conjunct Chiron. Yeah. Feminine energy, by the way, because it's in the sign of Cancer. Feminine energy. What I like, though, is that you have your moon and your sun trining each other. You have just an unbelievable amount of very beneficial energy overall. I mean, for all the tragic stuff we can talk about and pinpoint, you have a great ease set up in a lot of different ways. It's not just that. Yeah, that's just one of the trines. There's another trine. You have like what we would call Solomon's star. I know a lot of these things you guys don't ever really hear me say because I don't really, it makes the astrology more confusing, I think. But you see that star in her chart? As above, so below. Yep. What the hell does that mean anyway? Well, for someone who all new to this and who doesn't know, you do know. That's pretty much it. You have your sun in your 12th house. That is the house of knowing shit. And you don't know how you know, you just do. You have Scorpio there. Again, super psychic, can penetrate energy, can penetrate the energy of others. you know more than you're letting on. I'm just going to put it like that. And I'm not saying you're trying to be deceiving. I'm just saying there can be things that you may be confused about or not. You know, when you have Pisces in the place of emotions, and that's feeling the energy of others, and Pisces is I'm mutable, I can change, I'm the actor. You follow? And that gives you emotional security. Being able to kind of like, okay, who am I going to be right now? Who am I going to be today? Right? It gives you the ability. Well, first of all, it would be a survival mechanism, right? It would be a survival mechanism. How do we survive through all the changes and all the adversity and all the different people? But again, this Solomon's star, pretty prominent. I got Taffy over here like licking my fingers. She's like, "Oh, but I love you. I love you too, pretty girl." Yeah. Sometimes she just demands, not like her sister though. Very different in how they demand their attention. I'm trying to grab my phone, so hold on. Let's have some patience here. Let me see where I'm at. All right, so where's Allastrology. This is okay. What's if we sleep, our mind travels. Good. I agree. We cry when we sleep if we ever sleep. Oh, I must be missing out. Y'all having a good conversation about that. Okay, I'm going to have to move along. Lots of water. Yeah. 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 Okay. You are misunderstanding me. I'm not confused. Okay. Okay. 4 hours of sleeping, that's not enough. Oh, you only get 2 hours? If I sleep for 4, I'm stoked. Oh my God, y'all can just carry me because, yeah, that is not me at all. I cannot roll with y'all in that way. 4 hours of sleep and you're stoked? Holy shit. I guess that's what happens when Pluto is in your back pocket. Oh my God. Holy crap. This cat's relaxed. She's got one leg extended. Y'all know what I'm talking about. She's got the one leg extended. Yeah, the Solomon star. I'm Ethiopian. Solomon is very important to Ethiopians. Okay, as above, so below. You know what that means? That's the Solomon star, as above, so below. I'm confused on how the chat worked at the beginning. Well, we're confused too most of the time. So it's okay. You fit right in. You fit right in. So yeah, this chart is you. Water. Wow. Jupiter. Yeah, your traveling buddy. Jupiter in the 7th house. Absolutely. Oh, now you have a specific question. I'm going to be straight with you. Okay. When people have Jupiter in their 7th house, when people have Gemini in their 7th house, the people's charts that I've looked so far, they have a very difficult time. That doesn't mean it's not possible. It's, Jupiter means there's lots of options. Jupiter in Gemini, lots of choices, lots of options, right? So it might not be, what's another way of putting it? It might not be so much that you aren't going to have those opportunities or options. You absolutely will. It will be, will you be able to choose? Will you be able to pick one yeah, marriage is typically a contract for the long term, right? Gemini likes variety. Gemini likes variety. But you do have Taurus right here. Let me change the color. I just realized I'm so focused on Taffy and everything else. I did this all in blue because you have so much dang water. It's like, holy shit. You see your descendant. This is typically your marriage partner, your descendant. You have it in Taurus, an earth energy, very grounded. They're going to be in it for the long haul. They're usually very loyal. So that's a benefit for you. That's a benefit. Let me see if you have anything else that benefits it. And I already know that you do because you have a lot of earth. And you do. So you have, I know it's in red, but it's a trine. If I can move this over, I'm doing this with my other hand and I can do it. I know I can. Come on, you son of a, what the hell? All right, so let me see if I can get the fist on here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go like this. So you have a trine right there, an earth trine. Your Virgo energy, actually it's Nessa and it trines it. Wow. And you also have your Black Moon Lilith together trining. And this is your 10th house. This is work. So this could be work partners, people at the job. It's interesting that you have Virgo at your midheaven. This can be people who are in healthcare. It can be, right? People who take care of the mundane side of life. I've kind of talked about that earlier. We had another chart, Harden. I'm sorry, I can't remember the first name. Maybe it was Karen. Yeah, having a whole bunch of Virgo power, the ability to see the minutia and the details. To me, this would also be somebody who's like a personal assistant. Virgos are phenomenal at being personal assistants. Phenomenal because they don't forget the details. And if somebody needs a personal assistant, a Virgo is going to excel at that. So for anybody who's looking for one, yeah, you want a Virgo. And obviously there are other things in the chart to consider, but I'm just saying, like you have this in a professional capacity, Virgo at the midheaven, right? They do things that others might not find very glamorous, but they're great with calendars and scheduling. They're hardworking. They have a high ideal, maybe even perfection, right? Now, what do you have in Earth over here at 21 to trine that? You do have something, but it's not at 21, it's at 26. It's your third house of talking and communication. So again, this does create a trine energy. It's a little on the wobbly side in Earth. It's not as tight as your water trines, which are very tight, which are very strong, that means. The only thing that I'm seeing that also, which is why I kind of hesitated when you talked about, let me see what it said in the chat. Did it say marriage or did it just say, what did you say? As above, so below. That's right. So within, so without. Okay. As within, as without, so above, so below. That's right. Where was her question? The chat moved fast. Wait a minute. Am I reading the wrong thing? Did you ask for a spouse relationship? Do I have a husband? Thank you. Okay. The other thing, other than the Jupiter that was concerning, is that this Taurus on the descendant, Taurus also rules the second house, which is who I value and what I value, and you have Sagittarius energy there. So this tells me you would need somebody who would need to honor your freedom and your independence, and they would want the same things. They would want the same things. Now, for relationships that you would consider marriages to succeed, I think it can happen. I think it can be done. I know it takes very mature people to be able to pull something like that off. And relationships are very complicated. So it all just comes down to what the terms are, what you guys agree on. It all comes down to what you agree on. Regardless of what it is, if you both agree on it, then that's your relationship. Then that's what your marriage would be, regardless of what other people's relationships and marriages look like. You have a lot of independent, strong energy. That Uranus is really kind of a rebel, right? But Saturn helps restrict it a little bit because Saturn's right next to it. So that helps it tame it a little bit. But this 21 degrees on your second house with your seventh house, this is what we call a quincunx. So it's an agitation and an irritation. Your second house is what you value and who you value. And many times we see our mate in the second house. And so when I see that your second house squares, I said square, that it's that quincunx energy, it's the irritation, it's the agitation to your seventh house. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some patience. It's going to take some understanding. It's going to take some, compromising big time. But having shared values will truly, help, because it's Taurus energy. And so having grounded values, peace, we just want peace, right? We want peace. Things should be beautiful, right? Having some of the same tastes and the same values, the same priorities are going to be a big benefit. But just remember about that Gemini energy in your seventh house, okay? Because even though you have Taurus right there, okay, even though Taurus is right there, I'm sorry, I thought I just changed that color out. Yeah, that's all right. There's an arrow that isn't pretty anyway. The rest of that seventh house is Gemini, okay? And Gemini likes to change its mind. It likes to have options. Gemini, when I see people who have Gemini in the seventh, and it's been a lot of females that have come and showed me their charts and said, hey, am I going to have a partner, right? And so when they have the Gemini in the seventh, that tells me they may not want to utilize the Gemini energy. They may want to, forge their bonds with that Taurus energy or whatever energy can make it happen. It means wherever the strengths are at. So for you, it's going to be with the water, right? But I know it's too much because you already have too much water. So you're looking for something to help with that water, and earth and water make mud. They actually can work together, right? So I think the Taurus thing may be the ticket. The only thing is you being able to see how the seventh house, it's again, you being able to pick, you being able to choose and stay on course, because there's always this Jupiter. This is always going to be here. This is always going to be here. It's not going to move, it's always going to be there. You're always going to have these opportunities and these choices and people talking to you, and you're just always going to have that. So that's, I guess the question is bounced back into your court. It comes down to whether you can pull it off, how important it is to you. But look for someone who's grounded. Not somebody who's the air would be, some people are thinking, well, why not air, right? I'm sure we're hearing people who are like, well, what about the air? Why earth? Here's your air. And the air is not bad. The air is good because we want to be able to communicate. And that is what air does. We talk, we think, and we communicate with air. And we are seeing your Libran energy here again in the 11th house. So someone that I'm a friend with, someone I can be a friend with, right? And social media, of course, and like what we're doing now on YouTube, we're in a big old chat together. The thing with this is you would have to figure out, is this person sincere? Are they who they appear to be? Because whoever the air is that comes in, they can also change faces because this represents that person. So it's you picking and choosing and staying on course, but they also can kind of be, what do they say? I don't really like to say it because it's like calling names, but like they have two different faces. They may show two different faces to you at different times. You may see one face, and at another time you may see another face. And so it's like, okay. And so some people may present as just maybe not as sincere, and maybe not someone that you would consider worthy as, marriage partner material. So it can be done. You just would have to, whittle through that and have a high level of discernment. All right. What's the tea? Are we good? Did that help you? No, I saw a spirit behind you, G. Oh, good. I'm glad you told me. I thought that's what it was, but I when I saw you guys chatting, Sarah, I knew. I was like, that's they're seeing shit behind me. All right. Thank you for the confirmation. Um, and maybe you were seeing it somewhere else too. I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. We don't even need to do a separate live. We got all the family from we got them all here now. We have here. Can you describe what you saw? Air and water goes to bubbles. That's right. That's right. Paula. Paula is smart. Her name is Fabulosa. Okay, I'm going to have always going to have options. Yep, I humbly understand what you mean. I'm humbly very smart person too. I completely understand. You should. I know you do. Even if we have a difficulty, maybe there's a language thing because I'm not as smart as you guys. Like you guys all can speak like multiple language. Where's Adina? Dude speaks like how many languages? I think he was chatting to me the other day. He's learning. I don't know, but all I speak other than my English is astrology. That's the only other language. Like yeah, you guys blow me away. Speak all these languages, and then to top it off, you speak the English language better than some of the people that live in this damn country. Seriously. And I don't mean that in a mean way where there's like foreigners who live here who don't speak our language properly. That's not what I'm talking about. Let's be clear on that. That is not what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm just like, yeah, you guys, your language, you guys are phenomenal. Okay. A woman with so many talent. Oh, gee. All right. So we're switching up. We're switching things up here. I hope you enjoyed that. What's the tea? Um, did you say I should utilize YouTube as a platform? Yeah, absolutely. If you already aren't, yeah, you have air in listen, you have water and water, air and air, earth and earth. Okay. So you have yeah, some people you have an easy chart. I'm just going to be honest with you. You have so many eases set up. Now I get it. You have a lot of other things. You have all that heavy Scorpio stuff. But you have so many eases set up for you in your chart. You just do. You have them in air, you have them in fire, you have them in water. And I do think it's a benefit because it's there's some simplicity involved when people have water and water. We're not as complex. And there's nothing wrong with being complex. I like my complexity, actually. I would be really bored with my ass self if I wasn't as complex. But and you have the depth. It doesn't mean you're shallow. You have the depth because you have all that crazy Scorpio stuff from other lifetimes. So you've got your I don't know if badge of honor is the right word to use or what I keep hearing, but you've got your you've been there. You've done a lot of the stuff. You've done a lot of whether it's fighting, a lot of experiences. You've earned some of the eases that you have, and you have that Solomon star. And typically when I see mystic rectangles and Solomon stars in charts, that usually speaks to me that we're dealing with someone who's been around the block many times, and they've gotten to the point where they are using the energy to their advantage, right? And I don't want to get into a conversation about what that means because we can like have a 3-hour live on that, but um it just shows a depth to the person. Okay, it shows a depth, and I think that's probably where I should leave that. Don't want people being offended or whatever, or whatnot, or people feeling like, well, what the hell? No, we're all on that perfect journey, whatever journey we're on. There's no someone's ahead of us. We choose the time and the place, and yeah, all part of it. We choose it. So, oh, thank you. What's the tea? You are welcome. Taffy's ready to leave again, so let me get up and get her out of here because she's starting to whine. Hold on. While I'm doing this, who is next? All right, guys. So I will see you next week, same time, same place. And remember, together we're better. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah.